Good morning, party people. Welcome to the Breakdown with Nathan Johnny, and things are really going to heat up today, aren't they, Nathan? Did you get that one?
They're going to get explosive.
Oh, you're with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Today we're going to be checking out the brand new track from our friends in Stand Atlantic, Molotov.
But
Okay.
also, we're also going to jump in and have a chat with Miki and Jonno from the band.
So we might jump on that right now, and then we'll see you guys after. Let's go. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for taking the time this morning.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you for having us.
Yeah.
So Jonno
very
and
welcome.
Miki here from Stand Atlantic. We're talking all about your brand new track, Molotov, which we haven't listened to yet.
No, we haven't, because we like to do genuine reactions. So if we don't like it, you'll know about it.
So what do you think about it before you've listened to it then?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Best song I've ever not heard.
Okay, sick.
I will say this, I have heard like the snippets that you guys have teased on Insta. Sounds like a different sound to what we've been used to in the last few releases.
Yeah,
Wanna
it's
talk about that?
it's a lot more raw. It's a lot more punk, like late 90s kind of punk. The original plan for this song was actually going to be like, we wanted just this song because obviously like we put a lot into production and stuff usually with our songs, but with this song, the original plan before COVID was we were actually going to get in a room, just live track it and just like make it as raw as possible. But then obviously COVID happened. We're only allowed one person in a room at once. So we're like, okay, scrap that. And our producer Stevie was like, look, new plan. We're just going to do one take of everyone and then just kind of put it together. And it's kind of the same thing. So and
One
just kinda,
take.
like snip it up and put it together. Yeah.
Don't fuck up.
Don't fuck up. And then, yeah. So that's just how it came together. And that's why it's like so raw. And like, I don't know if Jonno has any drum side of it, but
It's the first song as well that like we've had no production on. So there's no synths, there's no bells and whistles. It's literally just guitar, drums, bass, vocals. And
When you do a song like that, like, because obviously it's been a while since you haven't had that sort of all those production nuances, does it sort of take you back to the early days in a way?
mate, I felt like I was straight in Turnstile. Like it was having it hard. I was going for my Turnstile impression on the drums and it was sick.
I think we released it just too late because like it would have been sick on the Tony Hawk like re-release soundtrack.
yeah.
I reckon that's what it would have been perfect for, but it was just too late.
Too late.
But yeah, no, it's kind of cool. I kind of like the fact that we could probably just get up and play this anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like not to like ruin the behind the scenes, but obviously like, you know, if we have like a lot of keyboard parts and stuff, like we'll have to have that on track to make it sound better. But
Yeah.
this one, I guess we could just get up and be like, you know what, let's play this in a skate park, and we could. That's kind of fun.
Is this song a true representation of what we're going to see on the upcoming album?
The album is all over the place.
Great.
So no.
It's what we
I don't
refer
think-
to as dynamics.
Eclectic.
Eclectic, yeah.
But I don't think our albums have ever been like that. I think a lot of the times we've released like, I don't know, like a song like Blurry, and that's not what the last album sounded like, or we released a song like Wavelength. That's not really what the album sounded like. Like
Yeah.
we've like the whole thing we've always stuck by is like genre is a myth. Like I think my pet peeve is like releasing a song like this and then someone goes like, oh, heavy now. It's like, no, just this song is heavy now. Like the next song could be Kesha Pop for all you know, like who knows? Like, and just because a band releases a like, you know, a pop song is not like, oh, well, they're pop now. It's just a pop for that song. Like, I think we've always stuck by like, who cares about genres? Let's just release a song that we like, and that's cool. So, you know, we write a song that's cool and it's really jazzy. Like, who cares? Like, we're going to put it out. It doesn't mean the band's going to go jazz. It just means it's cool. So, yes and no. Like, the big blanket term, no, this is not what the album's going to sound like. But obviously, all these songs are being written around the same time. So there's obviously influences like leaking into other songs. So like guitar tone wise and like grit wise, yes, there is influences, but I don't think it's a steady indication of the sound of the album, which is more fun because you don't know what's coming.
We're talking this before we start recording with Jonno, saying like a lot of bands are doing the like single by single release up to the album, which I think is a sick way because you can play with that. You can just release the sound you want rather than having, oh yeah, this is what the album sounds like the whole way across. just doing individual singles allows you to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I just realized we haven't even announced an album, so we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I
this
don't know
song's
what
not
you're
off an
talking
album. This song's not off an album.
Whatever's coming up ahead.
Yeah, whatever.
Actually, just doing singles, you know.
Whoops.
Yeah, but I think that's the way it's
Yeah.
kind of going at the moment. We're seeing so many bands you don't really know if an album's coming. They'll release 6 singles and then all of a sudden they drop an album, or like they because
Yeah.
and that's the way I think people's music consumption has gone.
Yeah, I think this is a bad way to put it on my behalf, but like it's almost like a waste putting out an album sometimes, because like all these songs don't get the time of day. Does that make sense? Like
Well,
they don't get the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, no, well, even like doing this channel, like we've noticed that massively because we do so many individual songs, and then we're talking about the albums that they're coming off that we're hyped up for and stuff, like, and then like some of our favorite artists will drop albums, and then we'll go to talk about it and we'll just both be like, oh fuck, I haven't even listened to past like track 5 on that, because so many bands are just dropping single, and your attention like just sort of is like, oh well, I want to check that out now, but then something else comes and I want to check that out. 10 new releases later, you're like, oh shit, that album came out as well. And you just forget about it.
And I think it's like, obviously by the time you release like 5 singles, when the album does come out, it's kind of good that the fans to go and listen, and they have like, they will go appreciate those later songs because they've obviously heard the singles. So they're like, let's go listen to the new ones. But at the same time, I think like new fans or like a new audience kind of never get around to it because they just hear the singles on like Spotify playlists and stuff. Like if they're not a fan of us, they're probably not going to go out of their way to actually go listen to the album unless they see it on a playlist and then they go, this song's good, and go into it. So like, and by then they probably haven't heard the other singles anyway, so they're going to go listen to those. So yeah, like it's not a waste. I think that's a really bad term because they all have a purpose, but like,
I know what you mean though.
I think the more singles, like they get more of a chance to shine, which is nice.
Is there any consideration that goes into it when you guys are choosing what singles to release in like the audience you're trying to reach with that? Or are you just doing kind of like, we like this song, we want this? Like you said, if it's going to be a very dynamic, eclectic sort of release, like this song might be very different to the next one. Is that something that considers in timing, or are you just release the songs you want to do?
And who gets the final say? That's the big question.
I don't know. What do you think, Jonno? I think we with this album so far, we've kind of just been going like whatever we like
Scissors,
at
paper,
the moment,
rock.
anyway.
Yeah,
But
I think like sometimes we'll choose something that, you know, someone will tell us will do better in a certain territory or something. We'll kind of guide it to that. But for the most part, we kind of always have just done what we thought was the strongest and something that our fans are going to sort of really enjoy, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess like, obviously you have to give like, it's not just us four, like we have management and then like the label, and like, I know a lot of bands are like, oh, fuck labels, but like, you know, their opinions do matter.
Yeah,
and they're like, they're part of the team, and like, we have to take in what they think will work as well. Like, we don't always know what's going to work. Like, and like, so sometimes it's kind of like a bit of like, okay, well, like, we really want these songs. So if you really want that song, like, how about we do that song, but then can we also put out this song kind of thing as well? There's a lot of that as well. Which I think is fair because like you hear situations of like, so if we're going off on a tangent, but like, I don't know the one that, this is the worst one that came to my mind, but like Shake It by Metro Station was huge, but like no one in that band wanted that song out. Like everyone was like, that's not a single. Like we're not even putting it on the album. And the label was like, yeah, you're putting that on the album. And look what it did. So like the band's not always right, I guess. But that being said, we're always right. So
I love that
so listen to us.
Yeah, I love that you used the Shake It by Metro Station because that song hasn't been used in forever. And I used that on an Instagram post 2 days ago as like,
no way.
Actually, like an announcement for a thing. And I used that song and I haven't listened to that song in years.
Maybe it's in like the background of everyone's thoughts at the moment.
We're bringing it back, baby.
Yeah, it's back. Yeah, no, like I think that's why it's well, that's personally why I always like to give like them consideration, even if I don't really like it. Like if I'm like not like a song, but if I'm like, that's not really a single, but when they say something, I'm like, okay, well, that's fair. Like you probably know something as well. But at the same time, then we will fight being like, this song, we need this song as well, kind of thing.
Cool. Hey, so before we jump in right now and give this song a listen and play, talk to us about recording solo, because you've obviously had to do it during lockdown. What about the film clip? Were you able to film that together before, or are you giving too much away by saying that?
No, we got exemptions to do the film clip,
Cool.
and we ended up doing them sort of back to back over a full weekend, which is pretty gnarly.
Yes,
Yeah, we did 2 music videos on the weekend, so another one's not out yet, obviously. But it was so strict. Like, we had to get tests every day on set. Like, we had those rapid test kind of things, and then we had like all the safety things. We had to cut like all the extras. I don't know, again, this maybe it's giving away too much, but like the extras in Molotov and stuff on the table, like that's just secret shots. Like, that's Jonno, that's Potter. Like, they're just. Oh, actually, we haven't seen it yet, but when you do see it, that's yeah.
Something
obviously we had to work around that. Yeah, we had to work around that because obviously we had limited people allowed in, and and then we had a scare as well with like one of our main producers was in a household where someone, I think his roommate's girlfriend got COVID
and had it, and then
so then he had to jump off.
He went and did some isolation because that happened like a couple of days before. And then the second day, we ended up having to cut like half of our crew.
Oh, wow.
And then we had to get rapid tests, and it was just insane.
You must hear that information and just go, oh, great, that's it. Like, it's all like going to stop.
Yeah, it was kind of scary, but it was really good. We got all these new people in last minute, like Brandon, who's like worked with us before. He came in and did some, like, helped us, and like we had all the, because he was our director, mostly he just had like, we just had a telephone in the middle of the floor on loudspeaker, and he was just like directing through the phone, like being like, okay guys, like it was weird, it was surreal, but at
least this would be something. It'd be something that you guys always remember. It's something that, you know, like no one ever expected to go through. And
of course, and I feel like it'd be kind of boring if we were like, we like during COVID we did a video and everything was normal. Like, there's no story to it. You know what I mean? Like, at least we can be like, at the time it's stressful, but at least you can look back and being like, that really showed like the times, you know, like, we had a director on speaker the whole time, and we lost half the crew at any second, and I think it's fun to look back on.
Was Bonnie here in the UK for the filming?
No, she was here.
Okay,
she was here,
yeah, cool.
So she flew out the day after we finished filming, which is why it was so stressful to get it all done.
Yeah, fully.
And that's why we did 2 in a row. Well, we did 2 videos in a row, and then the scary thing was, I think she was flying out on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and Thursday, yeah. So she was flying out on a Thursday. So we were doing the videos Saturday, Sunday, being like, cool, we have heaps of time. Like, you know, well, heaps of time. So I remember we're filming on the weekend, and then our very like last location for one of the shoots got rained out, and we were like, oh fuck, what do we do? Like, we're so screwed. And like, we had to like, again, and we were missing crew and like all that junk, and we had to like try and get everyone together. And then like, we literally filmed on the Wednesday night. Like, we got to the location on Wednesday night, like finished all the filming. We finished at like midnight or 1 a.m. And then Bon went home and then flew home the next day. So it was like so last minute.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
stressful.
I'm very excited to hear it now. So we will go and jump into this reaction. Thank you so much for taking the time to jump on with us.
Thanks for having us.
We can't wait to actually see you at a show soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any shows in the works? Any Australian shows in the works? Now that things are...
Bye.
It's so good to see you.
Bye. Yeah. Can't say anything, but yeah. Obviously we had to cancel those last shows. Yeah. And we're not going to be able to do anything as big because of new scheduling, but we're going to eventually. But yes, we've planned. I think locked in one of the things today.
Great. So if you release an album and there might be a tour, possibly there'll be awesome stuff in the future. We never know.
Possibly, or not. Or we'll break up tomorrow, and that's it.
Only time will tell.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
we think that all the time. I'm waiting at the end of this. Any minute.
Yeah.
Any minute. You don't know.
All right, boys. It's been a pleasure, and we'll talk to you guys real soon.
Thanks so much, guys.
See ya.
What absolute legends. Lovely gentlemen.
We already knew that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, without further ado,
Adieu? Okay. Let's rock.
Do you want to say the thing that you say every time?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, if they haven't liked and subscribed after that chat already, and if they haven't checked out the merchandise, and if they haven't, checked out the donations button because we're bringing them great shit, like...
What are they doing here?
What are you doing?
They're here for music. They're not here for us. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Jonno.
Oh, is this how you feel after doing reactions with me? Like your brain has just been beaten senseless and bloodied?
No, I don't feel bloodied. I feel dumber.
Oh, that's better than feeling just blistering rage.
Well, yeah, it depends on the
That's
video
all.
I've done.
Bad motherfuckers. Woo! Punk as fuck!
Absolutely right.
Sick.
Also, just how's the time signature of this?
Oh, the BPM?
Yeah.
It's great. Up tempo. It's like, yeah, this is fun.
They're not messing around.
Listen to that bass tone, man.
Yeah,
It's so thick.
heavy. I guess having just drum, bass, guitar, without all the extra production numbers, they were able
Yeah.
to really bring it into the forefront without taking away from anything else.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Loving the sound of the snare as well on the drums.
Yeah.
It's like, it's big, but it still cuts through, which is really sick.
Big cuts.
Big cuts.
It's like Johnny with a knife.
What?
You're big and you cut.
What do I cut?
If you had a knife!
Oh, yeah, but I don't trust myself with knives. Woo! Woo! Oh, sick.
Hells yeah. The halftime into, or the double time into halftime there.
Yeah, it set the nips ablaze.
I noticed there were Molotovs going off. The vocal tone on Bonnie there as well.
Yeah, let's start with Bonnie's vocals. always been a super impressive vocalist, always been a great vocalist, but just hearing her hit that bit more of raw grit, unbridled, yeah, rage and aggression. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And the most impressive part about it was it still sounded like her, and it didn't take away from the melodic sensibilities that like she's put in there. So it was really impressive in that sense that they could do something. No, I wouldn't say so different to what they've done in the past, but quite different, and still, add these new elements, but still sound like them.
Oh, for sure. That was a much more aggressive punk song than some of the last ones, and we talked about this last time. We really liked the high production level they put into like the poppier elements they've done, but you can hear influences from all over right there.
And I might be off on this, but I generally am. Yep. Ooh. And it's so early. It gave me like vibes of like the heavier, faster tracks of like the Used sort of second album.
Oh yeah, particularly in the drumming.
Did you hear that? Yeah.
Particularly in the drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And the bass tone, like you said, real prominent bass tone.
For sure.
The production on all their songs is fantastic. Their producer does a really good job here. Film clip was fun and dynamic. It was fast. As I said, it would have been hard to kind of have to try and get it. So they had to get rid of all the extras that would have needed for that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I liked that. That was sick.
I loved it. I'm just going to come out and say, like, it's my favorite song I've heard of theirs. It just, the impact that it had was just really cool.
Yeah,
and
cool.
obviously, I like the heavier stuff more, but like, I just think it's so cool to hear the band do something a little bit different, still sound like them, but still go, yeah, we can fuck shit up if we want. And they did fuck shit up.
Yeah, that was sick. What did you guys think? Do you like this sort of a sound? Obviously, as the boys have said, this is not necessarily indicative of what they might be coming up with future releases, but heck, I think that's a great start.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be more opposed to a few more little bangers like this. But like Nate said, let us know in the comments. Make sure you show this band some love. Share this around. Share their stuff around. Let them know that you're listening.
Go and subscribe to their YouTube too. They've just released this as their own channel. So go give them a bit of support because they'll be putting any future releases out here too. And we'll see you guys in the future.
And thanks again to Jonno and Miki.